Hey everyone, if you have a WK and if you have one of these, you'll know that your options for mounting it are pretty limited. Now what I have here is a 50-inch light bar and I'm trying to mount this above my windshield. Luckily, TSA, or the Steel Armadillo, has come out with a product to help me do just that. Laser cut from 16 gauge steel, these brackets are powder coated texture black for a durable finish and include all hardware for the install. Some drilling and cutting are required to mount these brackets. To begin installation, we'll first look at where the light bar mounts will be mounted, and they can be mounted in a few different locations due to the fact that they are a drill to mount type product. Now that being said, it definitely helps to have a friend here kind of place the mounts in a few different places and mock up where the light bar might be. I actually did do that previously with a friend, and I decided that mounting the light bar mount right there allows the light bar to sit in a really nice and flush location with the windshield. Alright, so now that I've shown you where I want to drill the holes for the light mounts, I'm going to go ahead and show you how I'm going to do just that. Now the first step is to notice this weather stripping right here that goes along the door, and it's a good idea to pull that off first so you're not working in any area that you can't really get to. You'll notice that holding that on is a plastic piece right here. It's black and it's held on with a bunch of these little star pattern bolts that you can see right there. Alright, so you can see I removed this one and this one. You're probably wondering where the rest of this is. And when test fitting, what I did is I actually took a piece. I cut a piece of the plastic that holds on the weather stripping right there, the exact width of the light mount, and then I just cut that off. And the reason I did that is so that this can sit flush and so that the door seal can sit flush as well. Because if you put this under here, this is going to have a bolt, and then this is going to be sticking out, and you're not going to get the proper seal, and it's going to be noisy. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to line this up, and I'm going to make sure it's perfectly centered. And then I'm going to cut this flush so it sits nicely and looks a lot nicer. I'm going to mark the holes, and then I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive on the back of here just to hold the edge of it, even though that this bolt will hold it just fine. Alright guys, so the hardest part is definitely making sure it's even on either side, and to do this I actually thought of a method that I hope works. So I got an empty business card right here, nothing on it, and what I'm going to do is you can notice that this bezeled edge, this edge that kind of comes up right there, it's on both sides and it seems to be in the exact same spot. So I figure, you know, maybe make a template, maybe make something that I can just place and drill for either side. And what I plan on doing is putting this right there, oh sorry about that, drilling a hole, or excuse me, not drilling a hole, but just punching a hole through the card, and then using the screw to kind of screw this business card in, and then put 2 points that I think it'll look good, and then I should be able to just take this card that I have the holes on and move it over to that side. So we'll see. I think it should work though. So now you see it's stuck there, and hopefully I can do this without ripping it on either side. But I should be able to mock it up against this edge right there on both sides and then get the exact same cuts. Alright, so I got my note card up there, and I hope that this helps me recreate it on the other side with the same exact holes. I'm going to go ahead and start drilling for the self-tapping bits that I have here. So I'm going to put a little guide hole in first, and then I'm going to just mount the light up. Being that the bolts that we use are self-tapping, I'm going to go ahead and put some silicone around them just to make sure that no water gets in between them, and that it just creates a seal, just so that, you know, right here we don't have any water getting in there and rusting anything from the inside out. And I think that's a little bit of a important step whenever you do anything that requires self-tapping stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and put this tab on, so you know, we'll move forward to the next side, and hopefully we'll have it up in just a few minutes. Alright, now we got one side finished, and you can see that there's a little bit of silicone coming out the bottom. I did put a little bit of extra there. I sealed this with silicone. Both of them are all set, and I have my handy dandy template right there, and you can kind of see how this was all created. So now I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side, and you know, it should come out exactly the same because I measured everything up and these are the same on both sides. So, you know, I'm going to do the other side real quick, and then I'll go ahead and take it from there. Alright guys, here we are, and as you can see, everything seems to have worked out perfectly. I used the template on this side, the holes lined up perfectly, and it seems to be, you know, perfectly even between both sides, which, you know, I was really meticulous in getting that right. So I couldn't actually record myself mounting the light bar. It's really simple. It's kind of a two-man job. You gotta get one person on either side just to hold it up so it doesn't fall on you know, one side while you're bolting on the other side. But all I did was you know, I drilled the holes out, and then from there I just used the silicone. You can see all over my hands, and I just used the silicone on the self-tapping drill bit, and then I you know, I just bolted it on, and you know, that was about it. The only hard part was making sure it was even, like I said, so I'll go ahead and close the doors. Real quick before I go to the front and show you what it looks like from there, I'm going to show you how I ran the wires. I just ran it right behind there under the weather stripping, and I'm going to, you know, wire it up right through there. So it's going to end up right there, which is perfect. The wire's going to be hidden, and it's not in the danger of getting pinched by the door. And once you're all set, you can go ahead and wire it to your TSA switch panel, which, as you can see, roof light bar. So we'll get that hooked up in a little bit. I'll have another video on that, on how to wire everything, but you know, this video will come out first, and then I'll do that a little later, and yeah, let's get to see how it looks like from the front. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I know it wasn't much of a tutorial because it's pretty straightforward. It's just 2 bolts on either side, and then you got it going. You know, it's real quick. It took me, I'm gonna say, you know, 30 minutes to figure out exactly how I want them mounted, then cutting the plastic, and then I went ahead and drilled it, and that didn't take more than 5 minutes, and then I mounted it. So it really didn't take too long. It's not a hard process. It's just you gotta be meticulous and make sure that you get the holes lined up perfectly on either side. And you know, I'm really thankful for TSA and having them send this out to me. I think it looks really great with the TSA, the pod mounts right there, and wired up with the TSA switch panel. I think you can't really beat that. So, you know, I'd like to give a big thanks to them. And you can check out my personal Facebook page. It's facebook.com/myjeepwkstory. And I'm doing a giveaway. I have another pair of these hood mounts, or excuse me, the light bar mounts for the windshield, and you know, I'm really thankful that they gave me a pair to do that as well. So definitely give them a look. TSA, the Steel Armadillo, they do a lot for the WKs and a lot of IFS platforms. So they're definitely helping me out, and the rig looks pretty great right now. And yeah, I appreciate you watching. Check out the Facebook page and check out TSA.